Well, hi everybody. It's been a while. Had some issues with the computer, but I found a way to get around them. One of the things I'm going to do, I got a timer here. I'm going to set it to beep at 9 minutes so I don't go over the allotted time by YouTube. I haven't found a creative way to deal with that. We're talking about Flight of the Garuda. This is a signal time because it's the first commentary. Now Keith Dowman made a list of separating which of these songs or paragraphs is pointing out which one's a meditation instruction. So without that list on my hands right now, I'm going to pick let's see, how about initiation into the nature of mind? That sounds like a fairly introductory segment. And again, I will read a little and then try to comment based on my own reading and experience, which is not vast. But the text also can be found at clearlightvideos.net in the text section. And it reads, Emma Hall, an expression of joy. Again, my beloved sons and daughters, gather round and listen. During the analysis and examination of your minds in the manner described above, and that's the Vipassana practice, of course, when you fail to find a mind, quote unquote, in other words, when we practice Vipassana, we're instructed to look for something concrete. Is the mind, what's the color of the mind? Blue, red? What's the shape of the mind? Something concrete that we try to find, and in fact, failure in this case is success. These things can be taken as just articles of faith, but really every practitioner needs to go into their own mind and confirm. You couldn't find a mind that you could point and say, this is it. And when you fail to find so much as an atom that you could call concrete, then your failure was a supreme success. I just mentioned that. Firstly, mind has no origin, mind, quote unquote. Since it is originally emptiness, its essence is insubstantial. Secondly, it has no location, no color, and no shape. Finally, it does not move. Without moving, it disappears without a trace. Its activity is empty activity, its emptiness, empty appearance. This is the paradox of the mind, which is empty yet luminous or aware, as opposed to every other appearance, the voice that you're hearing, the image that you're seeing. These are appearances that you could be tempted to grasp as unchanging, solid, caused by himself, not uncaused, or uncaused. Yet the mind empty, yet luminous. It doesn't change, it's not born, and therefore it doesn't die. It's different from appearances, not subject to causes and conditions. In fact, in awareness, in that emptiness, arise all seemingly concrete things. Mind's nature is not created by a cause in the first place, and it is not destroyed by an agent or condition at the end. It is a constant quantity. Nothing can be added to or taken from it. It is incapable of increase or decrease, and it cannot be filled or emptied. Well, that's because this mind, this awareness, precedes every experience. If you had no awareness, there'd be no experiences for you. The world wouldn't exist. A dead corpse has all the organs and the brain functioning. Well, it doesn't function, but the corpse doesn't have this empty and luminous mind to perceive. So it's not in the organs or the senses, it's not in the brain, it's in this awareness. And as this is being uncreated, it's not moving. It may appear like the nature of mind comes and goes when you practice, say, Trekchol, but what comes and goes is the obscurations in your own unawareness when you drift off into conversations with yourself or the train of thoughts. It's kind of like saying the sun is constant, is always there, but the clouds appear and disappear. Sometimes they're thick, sometimes they're thin, sometimes they move, and by comparison the sun may, if the clouds are moving in this direction, the sun may seem to move a little bit in that direction, but the sun is ever constant and the clouds are the ones that move. So in the same way, our obscurations are what moves, not our original mind. Since the mind's nature is all-pervasive, the ground of both samsara and nirvana. In this case, samsara means emptiness, stillness. Nirvana, Samsara means, you know, world of appearance, pain, pleasure. And nirvana is emptiness, the world of Dharmakaya dimension. It is without bias or partiality. No form demonstrates its actuality more clearly than another, and it manifests all and everything equally, without obstruction. Again, like we said, it's this awareness is where things appear. It's like if you were in a movie, it would be the movie screen and the light bulb. If you're in the computer, it's the screen of the computer. You don't even see the screen, you're not aware of it, but you see all kinds of appearances in it. And they are impermanent, they come together and flow, and you know, they're made out of electrons and so on. It's a physical analogy, but mind is like this invisible screen. And but you can then become, by embodying this immediate mind, you can become aware of it. You can see. It's kind of called self-awareness, which is a bad term in English because there's no self in it. I might call it auto-awareness or something like that. Mind cannot be established or defined as anything at all specific, since it goes beyond the limits of existence and non-existence. Without coming or going, it is without birth and death, without clarity and obstruction. Again, we talked about the mind being empty, and it cannot be pinned down. This becomes frustrating when you practice Treacher or whatever, and you want to like nail it down like a concrete thing. It will not be nailed down. The nature of mind and its purity, it's like a stainless crystal ball. Its essence is emptiness. Its nature, its clarity. And its responsiveness is a continuum. That's its energy, Rolva, it is. In no ways whatever is the nature of mind affected by samsara's negativity. From the first, it is Buddha. Trust in this. This goes to having confidence in the realization. And there's a very good teaching called the 3 points of the 3 nails of Garuda, which says, you know, first you have to have awareness of the mind, then you have to be confident in that awareness and that realization. Then you have to practice, 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 practice. So we do need to believe this. We need to. It's too good to be believed. It's too easy to be thought that it can be realized. And a lot of people have this realization and move away from it, because the seeking mind says, no, it's too simple, gotta go and seek for this and that and the other. And they say it's kind of like having your treasure in your backyard and going to look for it out in the world. So, such is my introduction, initiating recognition of the original nature of mind, the ground of our being, our true existential condition. Again, existential condition is a nice term because it's being, it's not thinking, it's not. Don't expect you reach this by thinking it or, you know, grabbing it. It's just when you lay back and you drop all seeking, all thinking, it's there and it's recognizable. Well, that's it. That was song 5 of Flight of the Garuda. It took me 7 minutes to do that, so that's pretty good. I look forward to doing more of these. I'll see you later.